Hello and welcome to the For Fun of Knit podcast. My name is Linda and this is day 4 of Vlogmas. So thank you so much if you are returning. I appreciate that you are keeping me company while I craft, and I hope I'm doing the same for you. So change of venue today. I am actually filming from my kitchen. So I have the entire apartment to myself because Patrick is golfing, and I am going to head off to my Spanish class. And then I hope to come home, do a little bit of crafting, which I will share with you later. But when I go to my Spanish class, I thought I would just share with you a little bit of the walk because it is really a pretty walk home. A couple things from yesterday's Vlogmas. I hope you enjoyed the market. I wanted to share with you. So normally there aren't traditional Christmas markets that I have found in this area. There's lots of actual vegetable and goods markets, but not Christmas themed per se. So that was kind of a special one. But I did end up I bought one thing, which was a perfume / body spray, which is this particular, I don't even know what the brand is called. It's called Alhambra. And this is what I bought. And it was really affordable. And it is eau de parfum, or actually it's more light. It's quite light. It's more like a body spray. And it's amber and sandalwood, which normally not something I would gravitate to, but it is a slight musk, just a very light musk, but more sandalwoody. It's kind of a sporty, refreshing scent. And honestly, very light. Patrick, who's very sensitive to perfumes, doesn't get bothered by it at all. So yay, win for me. Just wanted to share that I actually bought something at that Christmas market. Patrick's sweater, you might have seen me hold up 2 stitch markers when I finished unraveling the whole thing, or his second sleeve. That is because not only did I make an error on those 2 stitches, or that row of stitches, but I don't know where my brain was at when I was doing that particular sleeve, but I had really loopy stitches in my half fisherman's rib that on the inside I could pull the yarn and I'd have a loop that was probably a good 1.5 inches of extra yarn. So I don't know if I was forgetting to bring my yarn to the front or back when I was switching from purling to knitting, or I don't know what I was doing, but it was loosey-goosey. And normally I can handle my mistakes, my misadventures in knitting, but one, I'm knitting for somebody else, and 2, it bothered me. And that's rare. It's rare for an error in my knitting to bother me, but it bothered me enough that I had to rip it out. So, little behind the 8 ball, but we're going to persevere. I also received a couple coughs, people checking in on Patrick, because you can hear him cough on occasion in the background, and I apologize for that. Small apartment. Yes, he got a brutal cold a couple weeks ago, and what's happening now is just this deep lingering dry cough, which he can't get rid of. It is not COVID. We've tested a gajillion times. I have not caught it. Don't ask me how that's possible in this small space, but I have not caught it, and he's long over it now. It's just this lingering cough, and because of the construction in Spain, it's pretty much cinder block, which is hollow, so sounds echo. You can have carpets and artwork and all sorts of things, but sounds echo in these apartments, so there's really no getting away from the noise. I'm actually surprised that as I'm speaking to you now, there is no saws going off or lawnmowers or weed eaters or anything, because this is an urbanization. It is a condo development, so there's usually some sort of activity going on that you can hear. But I just wanted to let you know, Patrick is A-okay, super healthy, out golfing, he's doing well, and thank you for all your kind comments. I appreciate that. I also wanted to remind everybody that for my podiversary on my part 3 of my last full podcast, I think that was episode 62. If you put comments in part 3, you're eligible to win one of 5 patterns that I can send to you off of Ravelry. So make sure you put your comments in, and I'm going to close that off midnight December 5th. So I'm going to draw either December 6th or December 7th. I will draw and I'll announce it on Vlogmas. So just in case you missed it, go back, episode 62, put a comment under part 3. So that's kind of important. And other than that, that was it. I'm going to get running right off the bat. I'm going to head out to my class. And when I come back, I look forward to sharing with you some of the crafting that I'm going to get up to later today. Talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, I am standing just outside of my Spanish class. I'm going to spend an hour speaking really broken Spanish. Thought I was good, but apparently not really. And then I'm going to walk home from the golf course.
Maka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is a wise way to say Merry Christmas to you. Is a wise way to say Merry Christmas to you. Maka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is a wise way to say Merry Christmas, a very Merry Christmas, a very...
Okay, I'm back and I'm a little warm. So I keep putting the lights on. It's the middle of the day. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and it's the middle of the day, but I put the lights on anyway because, hey, they're festive. So a couple things. We need to open up box number 2 of my Toft calendar. So this is the Toft calendar. This is the crochet advent, mystery crochet along. And I'm so excited because my sister's joining me this year. And somebody actually commented, they wanted to know what Toft, that's the name of the company. And Carrie Lord is the proprietress. And what did Toft stand for? And I couldn't find anything specific on her website. Mind you, I only did a very light perusal. But Toft actually is Old Norse for home site, or things relating to the home, which makes sense. So if Toft is sort of a loosely translated home, that makes sense. So a home site or home, things to do with the home. So I'm not sure if that's correct. If I find out more, if anybody knows, please let me know. But that makes total sense. So clue 1, just to remember, it comes in these boxes. And the boxes, oh, Toft does such a great job of making these boxes because these boxes are building blocks and you're supposed to keep them. They're building blocks and they always have a motif on them, and you can switch them. It's almost like a Rubik's Cube. It's almost like a Rubik's Cube. So one side actually had, if you put all the boxes together, it showed this design. The other side had these geometric prints on them, and if you put them all together, they make a gingerbread house. So do we think we are right? Because a lot of you agreed it might be Hansel and Gretel, but sort of and somebody said that there was an opera of Hansel and Gretel directed or written by Engelbert Humperdinck. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Sounds a little obscure to me, but might be. I don't know. I haven't researched it. Is it Christmassy? I have no idea if that's Christmassy, but let's go with it. So let's assume we're doing Hansel and Gretel. I think that's kind of fun. Anyway, you're supposed to keep your boxes because when you finish the first clue, and this is the first clue that I did, I have no idea. You're supposed to check day 2. I watched the video. I'm supposed to check my gauge. And guess what, folks? This is not a circle. It's a hexagon. And now I see that there are defined edges. I don't know if you can see that. How can I show that to you? There are defined edges on it. Like there are actual squared off sides. So it's a hexagon. So box number 2, and I kind of already know what's in here because I watched the video. So there you go. But this is so exciting. So there's about 8 boxes of this size, and the rest of the 24 days are in boxes this size. And that means the boxes all include little trinkets and gifts that you're supposed to use in the craft along. Look at this. This is a Toft key, a key to the house. Toft, home site. The Toft key. Okay, I think we just answered our own question. Toft means home because this is a Toft key and it looks like a door key. So there you go. Oh, Linda, you're so bright. But anyway, it's super cute. It's got a clip where you can clip it onto any of your project bags. It's got these extra rings. I don't know what for yet, but something. But this is a crochet gauge meter, and it's got 1 to 5 centimeters on it. So now, according to the instructions, this, from this end point here to the other side, so right this far edge, you see there's a little shelf for my last stitch, so right from the outside here to here is supposed to be approximately 5 centimeters. If it is bigger than 5 centimeters, then I have to redo it because that means I'm using too much yarn. My gauge is too loose. I'm using too much yarn. And Carrie has advised we will run out of yarn. So she said, redo it if your gauge is over. If your gauge is smaller, no problem. It just means that your overall finished project is going to be a little smaller than what was designed. And so let's see. So it looks like my Toft project is just a couple millimeters smaller than required. So yay me, my tension seems like it's gonna be all right. My finished product might be slightly smaller than intended, but I won't run out of yarn. So very, very happy with that. Yay, so yay me. The second thing that I worked on last night, I finished my first Garland tree. Remember I did the solid navy blue tree and it needed something. So it still needs a star on top. So I'm working on that. And it also needs a trunk. I forgot that so this isn't actually finished. I forgot that little trees require a little stem, like a little trunk. And I'm gonna use the Homespun House Brown Mini for that. How fortuitous. Everything is just kind of all working out. I don't know how, but it is. So this little Christmas tree I finished, and then I did my second Christmas tree, which is this little pom-pom tree. Look at this. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. So this is using, again, the Les Garçons BFL sock yarn. Can't remember the color, I think it's called Butler. And this is held triple. These are fingering weight yarns held triple because the pattern calls for Aran weight. So hopefully that makes Aaron wait. It's a garland. It probably doesn't matter. They're a little weighty, but this is my, from my stained glass socks, this is my Black Cat custom yarn, what's it called? Luxury sock in the light bright colorway, which made the pom-poms, so, or the baubles, I guess is what it was. Now, I'm not the world's greatest bauble maker, so they're kind of uneven. So now I just did the baubles in a very symmetrical way. The actual tree that comes with baubles is not a garter tree, it is just knit, and the baubles are miscellaneously put in there. And I like that, I think, a little bit better. It's not quite as symmetrical, so it's a little more abstract, which I kind of like, so I'm gonna do one of those. But I don't know, I'm either gonna do another bauble tree that is just stockinette, or I'm going to do the slip stitch mosaic tree next. I don't know. But anyway, so I have two trees for my garland. And I look closely at the pattern. They're not all supposed to be the same size. So I'm curious to know what the other ones knit up like. Both of these, I used the garter stitch pattern. And then I just added baubles. I didn't use the actual pattern that came with the baubles. So maybe I should do that next. I don't know. And what else can I tell you about? These are not blocked, so they are going to grow a little bit when I block them. I might have should have put the I-cord on it afterwards, now that I think about that. Oh well. So that is my garland tree so far. We shall see how that goes. Looking forward to it. And last but not least, I made a little bit of progress on my festive sweater. So this is my festive sweater from Skein Deer Knits, Ellie of Skein Deer Knits. And I won't go through the details, I've been through it before, but I'm steeking it in case you can't see that. I have got my steek markers down here, and I do an 11 stitch steek, but I'm not sure where I showed it to you last, somewhere on the sleeve. Now, interestingly enough, I don't know if you can see this, but it seems to me like there's a little bit of a dye change in the same ball of yarn. I did not change yarns. I started this ball, or continued the ball from there, and it went, and I didn't change yarns until down here. So I don't know, do you see that, or is it just me that sees that? I can't tell if that's actually a change in dye, but it's supposed to be all natural, so I don't know. Maybe it's just they use different batches of wool when they were spinning. I guess that could be, But anyway, I am almost finished this sleeve, which at first I thought this sleeve was going to be way too big, but Ellie does such a nice job in her pattern of managing this steady decrease all the way down. You see all my little markers? Every so many rows, I can't give out the details, but in every so many rows she has you decrease, and I put a stitch marker. I can't remember who I learned that from. Another podcaster. But it is such a lovely gradual decrease. I just have to knit about an inch more, and then I'm going to put this on hold and start the other sleeve. I will do the second sleeve exactly the same as this, and what I end up doing is as I come to a decrease, I'll take the stitch marker off this sleeve and put it on the second sleeve. And that way, one, I know the same amount of rounds are going into the second sleeve as the first, but I also know when I come to the end, there are no more stitch markers. So it's the right length. I've completed it all. So it just makes it easier for me. And it's something, it's again, a little motivational tool. And then I don't have to use, 50 little light bulb markers, but that's the way I do it. And I'm going to do the other second sleeve until I get to the cuff, put it on hold, finish the body, and then try it on before I do the ribbing on the bottom and the sleeves, because I want to make, this is 100% wool. I don't think it's going to grow that much. It may grow an inch, but it shouldn't grow too much more than that. But I think at that point, I'm going to block it. So it'll be interesting if I get to that point while I'm here still in Spain, or if I end up doing that when I'm back in Canada. But either way, I'm going to block it before I do the cuffs and the ribbing, because that will allow me to adjust for the absolute perfect fit. Yay! What else? Oh, Ellie of Skander Knits, she also is doing a podcast. So if you want to see another Vlogmas, she's doing Vlogmas, totally check her out. She's got this new puppy. She's had this puppy for about 8 months. It is her world, this puppy, but it's so cute. Oh my goodness, the thing is completely obsessed with her. So it's very, very cute. I miss having a dog, so I'm just gonna put that out there. I really miss having a dog. Okay, so that's it for my knitting. I hope you enjoyed this little mini Vlogmas, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a fabulous morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, and I hope I kept you company while you were crafting. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow.